Quick video on my thoughts on learning, how I get improvements in learning in my clients and how I get improvements in learning with myself. And that's something I've been spending a lot of time looking at the moment with myself. I have realized that a lot of the people I admire are extremely good at educating themselves and others, and studying. For instance, Dr. Demartini, he talks about that a lot, and I admire his energy to keep on studying. And when he was saying that he was flying from New Zealand to America, and he spent all of the flight studying, whereas I think I would want to watch the movies. So I've also one of my teachers in the past, Paul Check. I always admired the way he would work out and be studying at the same time. So whenever we admire someone, we're putting them up higher than ourselves and then belittling ourselves. So what we can do to improve our ability to learn is to find the people we admire and then collapse that energy, and so that we can find out where in ourselves we're not seeing what we admire in others. So, for instance, with Dr. Demartini, he's so driven to study, and I sat down and I was looking at where I have that trait in me, so that I can own that, because every trait exists in everyone. We just lopsided perception on that. So I was thinking about that, and then I was having a walk with my fiancée Sylvia and Lima, my little baby girl, and I was telling her about this admiration and sort of putting people up on a pedestal and where we don't see it in ourselves. And she just looked at me with one of those disapproving looks and said, when you studied energetics and you broke down Dr. Cam Ewan's methodology, like the principles of it, you spent 3 years, 8 hours a day, just studying it, breaking it down, like you were obsessed, and you don't even realize that you spent that time studying it. And it really shocked me that I hadn't seen it. So my perspective was I was not intelligent. So all the areas where I was actually doing, studying and educating myself, I couldn't see it because of my beliefs. So this collapsing method where you admire people is really good for you to do. So you find out what you admire and you write down on 50, 100 things where you have that same trait. That was so Sylvia helped me to see that in myself, which is cool. You also want to remove the underlying blockages to why you maybe not learning efficiently. So when I'm working with clients, I want to look at things like learning, their schooling experiences, what they've been told, and remove the emotions around that. Say for instance, your school has a feng shui effect on you. If you have negative learning experiences, you want to remove them. You could also have like positive experiences of learning that put you higher than others, and then you got bullied. Let's say, well, you didn't fit in. You need to clear that effect on you. So that's where energetics comes in. And also you want to find your way. And what I mean by that is, yesterday or over the weekend, I really like 21 Pilots in the moment. I was dancing with Lima to 21 Pilots, and we watched the documentary on them that was done on YouTube, and I realized that I was admiring their authenticity, which I've done a collapse on, and just everything about this video, which is about a pop group or a rock group. I was looking at how that fitted in with my learning, and so it was the way they talk about developing their music. I was listening to that and taking what I could from it to improve myself. I do that constantly with documentaries, conversations, anything I'm seeing. So my way of learning about behavior and psychology and performance is not just reading. I really get a lot of education of myself from watching documentaries or movies or or just talking with people. So there's not one way to learn, is what I'm trying to say. So find your way. Another tool that if you're dyslexic like myself, you want to speed up the audio when you're listening to a book. When I listen to books, I have to be doing something else. Otherwise, it just doesn't go in well for me. So I clean, cook, exercise, walk, and I speed it up to about 1.25, sometimes 1.5 times faster, so that the information goes in quickly. So improving learning is fascinating. Those are some of the ways that you can look at it. If you have any questions about how to do this, please put them in the comments underneath. And if you liked it, like the video, and if you think someone else could benefit from it, please share. Thank you so much.